Thank you, Travis. Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's regional news. We begin in Barbados. Barbados received 100,000 doses of the Covishield OXFORD-ASTRAZENECA COVID-19 vaccine from India on Wednesday. Calling it a special moment, Prime Minister Mia Motley said the COVID-19 vaccination campaign will be rolled out over the next few days. The vaccine will be given in 2 doses to 50,000 people. Motley expressed gratitude to India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the, and I quote, quick, decisive and magnanimous, end of quote, action in responding so quickly to get the vaccines there. Dominica also received 6 boxes of the vaccine. Both Barbados and Dominica will share their vaccines with members of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States to facilitate the vaccination of frontline workers and the most vulnerable. Continuing in Trinidad, a private forensic autopsy done on the body of ANDREA has revealed that she died from massive internal hemorrhaging after she was struck on the head with a blunt object that caused her to fall back and crack her skull. The autopsy was done at the Barbados Funeral Home in central Trinidad on Tuesday by forensic pathologist Professor Hubert Daisley, after businessman and political activist Inshan Ishmael along with 2 others came together to pay for an independent autopsy. It followed an inconclusive post-mortem done on Monday by a pathologist at the Forensic Science Center in St. James. He said he was moved to have one done privately for the family's sake, as he strongly believed that Barrett's father, Randolph Barrett, needed closure as to how his only daughter died following her kidnapping on January 29. The report from the initial post-mortem noted that the body was in an advanced state of decomposition, which made it difficult for the pathologist to find a cause of death. Ishmael also disclosed that samples were taken to determine if Barrett was sexually assaulted and added that the results should return in a week. Barrett's decomposing body was found on a precipice at the heights of Aripo last Thursday by a man who told police he was looking for old scrap iron. The man said he saw the body clad in pink underwear and a bright multicolored top. Barrett's father identified the body at the scene, confirming it was his kidnapped daughter. And finally, on the international scene, the United States said on Tuesday it was, and I quote, deeply concerned, end of quote, about Haiti's fragile institutions, although it stopped short of chastising President Jovenel Moïse after his government retired 3 Supreme Court judges who posed a threat to his leadership. Haitian authorities on Sunday arrested nearly 2,000 people, including a Supreme Court judge and a senior police official, for their role in an alleged plot to oust President Jovenel Moïse. The detained judge was one of 3 Supreme Court justices who the opposition approached as possible candidates to be interim leaders of a transitional government to take over from Moïse until elections are held. On Monday, the government issued an executive decree ordering the 3 judges to be retired from the court. The U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince said in a statement that it had seen the executive order about the judges. Haiti's opposition claims Moïse should step down as his 5-year term in office expired on February 7, following 2015 elections, which were disputed and the results cancelled by the Electoral Council. Moïse rejects those claims, pointing out he took power in February 2017 after winning fresh elections in 2016 and has pledged to step down next year. Washington last week appeared to back Moïse's timeline, with the State Department spokesperson saying a new leader should replace Moïse in February 2022. The U.S. Embassy said, and I quote, all political actors should focus on restoring to the Haiti people the right to choose their lawmakers by organizing overdue legislative elections as soon as technically feasible and presidential elections soon after, end of quote. The opposition accused Moïse of violating the Constitution as his government failed to hold legislative elections in 2019, leaving the parliament without lawmakers and allowing the president to rule by decree since January 2020. And that is all for your regional news. Thank you for joining. Back to you, Travis.